because we want to create an environment that menstruation is a normal biological body process. So it's not a sickness. Just like I have beards, it's not a sickness. We had wet dreams, it's not a sickness. I'm called Data Emmanuel Gordon, commonly known as Data Gordon. I am married and we are blessed with 2 boys, beautiful boys. One we just celebrated his 5th birthday, and the other one will celebrate maybe the 1st birthday in November. How I got to make a decision into building myself around my passion, I realized when I was a teacher that most of my female friends that we got enrolled together in primary did not finish primary school. The enrollment rate of girls in primary school is high than the retention. And I asked myself several questions, and the answer was menstrual health. When I was in school, you find that when a girl is menstruating, sometimes those who have stigma, they fear to come to school because of stigma that is being put by mostly boys. Us are the ones stigmatizing. Girls fear to come to school. A menstruating girl or woman menstruates between 3 to 7 days. Now, assuming a girl misses 3 days, 4 days, or 5 days and doesn't come to school, how much of knowledge has she missed? So because of that, I felt, who are the real problems in this? And I factored out we men. We are the problem. We are the problem in a way that we stigmatize the girls. We are a problem in a way that we do not support menstruating women and girls. We are a problem in a way that we being the heads of families, when we are giving money for feeding, if you're giving it per month, you don't budget in menstrual products. We also say, for example, if a woman is menstruating, you wash your reusable pad. For example, you have to put it to dry outside under the sun. But when women do not put it under the sun because we stigmatize. We go to schools to engage boys and girls on issues of menstruation. So we went to a school in Mangaten here in Juba, and we did that. And after doing, believe me, it was a different thing. Opening up a pant like this in front of both the boys and girls. Girls went like, what? Closing their eyes and trying to peep. And we're like, it's normal. Because when we were going, the school administration was like, we will only give you girls. We're like, no. In fact, if we can have more boys, it will be fine. But then we need also the girls to be part of it. But also, apart from schools, we also get challenges from parents. For example, you will give an information, you will talk to the parent, but the parent will be like, no, this is not my role. Besides, she will get to know by herself when she starts to menstruate. Even women, most women do not have that zeal to talk to their daughters about menstruation. You find the daughters have to find it their own way. We've also engaged men and boys, including girls, through what we call the MHM lab. The MHM lab brings in maybe like about 8 to 16 people together, and then you run them through a focus group discussion. But the most important aspect of the MHM lab is to show the various types of menstrual products. For example, we have reusable pads. We have the disposable pads. Now, the disposable pads comes in different brands, and we tell them the different brands that we are able to do. We also have the tampons of different sizes that comes in. We also tell them of a menstrual cup. Unfortunately, I'm not able to find it in Juba, but it's in Nairobi. We believe choosing the menstrual product is a choice of the person menstruating. Now, for me, I move in my bag or in my car with the various types of menstrual products. And in many case scenarios, there are female friends who have come to me and say, I am in an emergency, please, I need pads. And I will be like, go to the car, pick it it's in this location, and they pick and it helps. So because of that, I am proud to say we are able to do that. And apart from that, also within the organizational setup as Men for Women is that in the shelter we have a bucket. The bucket, there is a small kavera put inside, because disposal of menstrual products is a challenge. Okay, the challenges I faced carrying out this work right from the beginning, both women and men, criticizing that men are not supposed to be into issues of menstrual health. From the female perspective, they were like, why are you talking about menstruation? You're not supposed to talk about menstruation. It is supposed to be us, the women, to talk to ourselves about menstruation. And we're like, why? It is a natural thing. While for the men, there are also positive and negative feedback that came in. They look at it like, no, this is a women thing, and women should be the one to talk about it. Because we as men, we don't menstruate. Why do we have to talk about something that does not affect us? And we're like, there are women who go through cramps, pain before menstruation, and others are severe. It becomes a sickness. Others can be even admitted. Now, if your wife is admitted, does that not affect you? So because of that, of course, we try to change, and we usually like to get those negative feedback to be able to see how do we strategize. But there are many positive feedbacks that have come in, and there are many support that have come in, and I must say people are positive.
My name is Bichiko Eunice, born South Sudanese, born in Burundi, but raised in Uganda. I have lived there almost all my life. I have studied there and graduated from Makerere University. I am not married. Hopefully 5 years I'll be married. So that's a long journey to take. I feel actually confident working with Dr. Gordon. The first time I got to know about what he does, and the work he does is through social media, through his campaigns, through his advocacy and speaking out on these issues. And the more he kept posting and sharing, I felt intrigued. I was like, okay, so if a man is talking about this and is very passionate about it, what about me? What can I do to also engage myself in this space? That's why I think we came together and we try to also work towards that. But it's powerful. Actually, it is really empowering to see a man working in that kind of industry. It did change my perspective on the roles that men play in the community to talk about such issues. Because first of all, who drew up these laws that a man is supposed to do this and a woman is supposed to do this? If it's just the society having their connotations that a man is supposed to do this and cannot cross to this line. If you cross, you're not masculine enough, and if you're feminine, you can't cross to do this. But it's not supposed to be like that. It's supposed to be for everyone. If a man can do this, I can do it also.
The perception from the community because of this work is positive. I remember one of the male champions was in a taxi, Mosulat Natajubari. So Galimon Gira, fi Mosulat Yala Fizolta Nae Nusura Tai, Ligana Igobudu Libas. Like I was teaching in one of the schools, and this guy was criticizing. Then another person was like, La musculataki shunu, Hajide Sahel. It is something that can be done by a man. So, and this man who was criticizing do not even know what are those monthly requirements for women. What he knows is that if the wife says, I want money for our monthly things, he just gives without knowing what it is. So then he was like, okay, so bimana de hajal yani madam tai dai man gasa du gurus fogore galai galo anabegarov. So because of that, like it changes one after the other, and we believe that the conversations around menstruation in the communities have increased.
First, I would start by saying what influenced me to work with Data is how vocal he is. Like he's vocal in his advocacy, and sometimes you might think it is extreme, and the way he's talking about these issues, but he's speaking the truth. It's that people are scared to talk about these issues, and that really empowered me, and I felt like, okay, working with him, it might send a message out there, and people will start having conversations about this and changing their mindsets, changing their attitudes, changing their behaviors towards women and girls in the community.
What motivates me to continue doing awareness on menstrual hygiene is the network that I have. Because at a certain time, I might feel like I think I'm giving up, but you find that you get support from another side that no, you can still do it. My message is that period should not be the end of a girl going to school. Period should not be the end of a woman performing her duties. Period should not be the reason girls and women commit suicides like it has happened in neighboring countries. And it is important that we start to look at menstruation in a positive way, support menstruating women and girls by making sure that we create a conducive environment in our families, that conversations should not only be women on menstruation, but men should be able to discuss menstruation. And that way, all structures that we are putting up in our families will be menstrual appropriate. And this work is very important in a way that if we are able to eliminate stigma around menstruation, if we are able to support menstruating women and girls, and if we are able to have girls enrolled in school and sustained or retained in school, finish their education, we'll achieve gender equality. And when we achieve gender equality, a woman is contributing towards the welfare of the family, a man is contributing towards the welfare of the family, and that way you have two sources of income that will prosper this family beyond your imagination.